Hey guys, it's Bridget. I'm here in the Creative Vibe Studios and I'm excited to talk to you about your epiphany, right? Your big idea. We always have these great big astronomical ideas of how we want to become like the next big thing or something that you want to do in your life. And it is great to have that creativity, but how do you identify if your idea, your epiphany is doable or snoozeable, right? We've got to learn how to identify the difference because it's great to be excited because you have a good idea and you wonder and you want to know what's going to happen, but you need to know if it really makes sense, right? There's some things that we need to be able to take action on right away. And then there's other things that we need to know and identify that, yes, this is going to be an amazing idea. Yes, I need to implement it in my business, but I'm going to put it on snooze for just a little bit so that I can come back to it in Q3 or Q4 or maybe next year, right? Don't overload yourself because you have a great idea. It's most of the time, it's just a distraction. So I want to talk to you today about how to determine and identify if you need to hit that snooze button or if you need to take off running, right? This is where you have to really, there's a fine line. So let's ask ourselves a couple of questions. How do you get to this point, right? So usually, let me just tell you, first of all, how I came up with these 7 steps to manifesting your dreams, right? So in my book, Created to Win, I'm talking to you and telling you the story about how I was starting my journey, having these big ideas, waking up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up, grabbed my notebook and just started writing. I think I had like the TV was on, so I had a little bit of light, so I really couldn't see. All I know is I wrote like 4 pages of just this big idea and mapped it all out. It really had like 6 bullet points of keywords, and then I had all these different definitions and things and actions. I don't know what it was at the time. At the time, I thought I was crazy. I was like, where did this download come from? Why was I gifted this? And to this day, which now it's about 8 years later, it totally makes sense. Your epiphany is where you start your journey, right? And keep in mind that this journey repeats itself every time you have a new big idea. So I want to talk to you about these big ideas and when these downloads come and how you can prepare to take action or put it on snooze, right? So the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, will it make you money, right? We're in the business to make money. We're in business to serve. Will your big idea make you money? How do you identify this? So based on your current structure and what you're doing in your business, you need to make sure that it makes sense so that current customers can benefit from this as an added value. And it's not something from left field that they're like, I don't need that. You want to provide more intentional solutions and results to what your current clients' problems are so that you can continue to build and grow with them, right? You don't want them to go somewhere else because you're not providing a solution to something that may make more sense than this big idea, right? So identify, how are you going to profit from this idea? Because you don't want to spend time in production, in launching and promoting and doing all these things if you're not going to make any money, right? If it doesn't make sense to make money, because we don't know until we actually do launch it. But I want you to think thoroughly through this step and identify if it will make you money. Like, you will know because your clients will have asked for it, or you will find yourself repeating yourself over and over again. You're like, man, everybody's having a struggle with this. I need to create something, right? Those are the big ideas that will help you make money and add value to your services and products so that you can continue to build your business and make more money, right? So that's the first question you need to ask. The second one is, does it keep you up at night, right? Does it keep you up at night? So when you are sleeping, maybe you did hit snooze and you keep coming back, you're in the shower or you're driving down the street, you're at the grocery store, wherever you are, you keep getting like this sense of something needs to happen, right? A lot of times your instincts and your gut will tell you this is something you need to do. So you need to then, when you're asking that question, if it keeps coming back up and landing on your plate, there's probably some action that you need to take. And what you need to do is go back to that first question and say, hey, will it make me money? how can it fit into what I'm doing today? Do I have time to work on this? Because if it keeps coming back 9 times out of 10, it's something you're either probably afraid to do, or it's not something that you're in your comfort zone, but you know you need to do it. And I think that when we're reminded by these sleepless nights and the anxious feelings about what if, or how can I make it happen, you're asking the right questions, but you're not taking the right action. So Snoozeable or doable. And if it's going to make you money and it's keeping you up at night, it is doable and you have to take action, right? So those are the first 2 questions you want to ask yourself. And then the last, does it support your why? Does it support your why? Ask yourself, is what you're doing, is this big idea really a part of who you are and what your business stands for and what your customer needs from you, right? If your why is you want to serve and you want to help people, then your big idea should also contribute to that why, right? My why is making sure that people know that they were born to be and do great things. And by doing so, you have to take action. You have to do the right things in the right order in order to bring your vision to life. Because creating and being creative is not always easy. It's crazy town because you have all these big ideas. So understanding how does that big idea fit into your why and making sure that it is a valid idea that is that coincides with what you're trying to do and speaks for your brand and stands for your brand, then it's a doable idea. If it doesn't fit into your why, maybe it's just something you're excited about. Put it on the back burner, put it to the side, and then decide later. Because I can't tell you how many times, like I have a list of Snoozeable ideas. Let me tell you, a long list of things that I want to do and just can't do right now, right? So it's funny, I was talking to one of my friends and clients the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this great idea for Black Friday or Cyber Monday for small businesses, and I cannot wait. She's like, honey bunches, it is May. Why are you thinking about this? But what I did was I took that idea, I did a little bit of research, I made some notes, and I put it in my Snoozeable list on my project management tool so I can have that as a reference to come back to and jumpstart that idea right back again. So make sure you have your ideas in order. Have a special place where you're going to put these Snoozeable big ideas so that you can revisit them when the time is right. And let me tell you, the time will come when you will need to revisit that, and you'll be triggered by a conversation, or you'll be talking with someone on a project, or you'll hear a notion, you're like, oh my God, now's the time. So make sure that you keep track of those ideas and don't just throw them away, because every idea comes in your head for a reason. Some of them might be crazy town, but just know that you can identify which way you need to go by asking these 3 questions. Will it make you money? Does it keep you up at night? And does it fit in with your why? Understanding those 3 simple questions will help you really, really know what action to take next, right? So then you want to really start thinking about how can you put this action in place. So let's say it is a doable idea. What do you need to do next? Because this is the part that everybody we get excited about our idea. We know it's doable. We can't put it to rest. We've got to do it right now. But what do I do first? First thing you want to do is set some goals. Set some realistic goals so that you can check things off the list each week to week, right? Set a timeline. And then also make sure that you know how you're going to produce it. How is it going to be? How are you going to put it in production? What does it take? Those are the goals that you're going to set. These are actionary goals that you want to put on your calendar daily, hourly time blocks so that you can check these things off, because things are not going to get completed and your goals will not be finished if you don't put them on your calendar and put it in place so that you can take action to check each and every step off the list in order to make this big idea come to life, right? So have a timeline, make sure you know what it's going to look like to be produced, and then what do you have to do to launch it? All of this is going to set with your goals. So you're going to need to set goals for each of these things in your timeline on your calendar so that you can achieve this goal, right? The next thing you need to do is make sure that you have a clear message. and what is it going to do, and how is it going to help people? What is the test? Have a test group. Let people kind of ask a couple of people to come into a small group and say, hey, I'm going to pitch this idea to you. It might sound a little crazy, but this is what I think people need. Get some feedback, because that feedback is going to help you enhance, modify, and simplify, because sometimes we try to put everything in one thing, and you might get the feedback that, hey, this is overwhelming. This is great information, but I don't know that I would even go through all this. I just want to know X, Y, and Z. So that feedback will help you really prepare for launching your big idea. And then when you have all of that information, then you can take your time, right? Don't jumpstart. Don't just jump on social media and tell everybody you're about to launch this new ebook that you haven't even done yet. It's okay to be excited about it and tell people about your journey towards producing it, but don't jump on there and half inform your audience, because it's good to give a teaser and let them know, hey, I'm in the studio working on X, Y, and Z. I've got some great stuff coming for you. Then you're building up the anticipation of what you're getting ready to put out there. And if your audience is, engaging and really following you, you will get more anticipation, because you can kind of keep doing that rather than false hopes, putting out there, and then you've changed the cover, and then you've changed your direction, and you didn't have a clear message. So do baby steps, set your goals, take action on getting some feedback, and then slowly tease so that you can launch in a clear, crisp message on social media, in your email blast, and on your website, because all of those components will go hand in hand. So you want to make sure that you are taking the time to make that big idea come to life in a really, really cohesive, branded way that will make you money. So think about those. Identify if your epiphany is snoozeable or doable, and you'll be on your way. Right here in Creative Vibe Studios, we have a great platform for you to identify and bring your visions to life. So make sure that you stay in touch, click the subscribe button, and like this video, and please share with someone who you think can benefit from this video and from this direction, because we're all in this together. There's no bad big idea, right? There's so many people out there that are creative and looking to really step outside of their comfort zone, and this is the best way to do that. So the Epiphany is the first step in the 7-step formula for manifesting your dreams, and I'm here, Bridget Rooks, in the Creative Vibe Studios, and I'm happy to help you bring your dreams to life. So continue to get out there, take action, know that you were born to be and do great things, and wake up every single day and go be great.